Welcome back to the MTR Network. It's Kriss and Dpalm here with another Character Corner. I know 2 weeks in a row. We'll be taking a break next week, so don't worry about that. We are here now. We're not doing part 2 of the Dr. Doom one. We have some other stuff to take care of in between those. Today, though, we're going to be doing Character Corner on Deadpool. It's because the movie comes out next week, even though I've seen it already. Yes, that's me rubbing it in. And you will hate it.
It's going to be an hour of me being salty if I haven't seen the movie. I mean that.
You should be, because it is, just spoiler alert, it is great. But we'll get into that later as we talk about this. But yes, we were talking about Deadpool. And, you know, it's one of those things that what I found is I was having this conversation with Phenom about, you know, Deadpool being R-rated. And I was like, they could have done it without R-rated. You know, it's fine. It's good that they did. But you can do Deadpool without R-rated, and I was like, I think a lot of people just haven't read a lot of Deadpool stuff.
Yeah,
it's there. Not all of it. Like some of it is. Like I think I was reading Suicide. What was it? Suicide Kings.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was violently. Like that's probably the. But
there's no question.
That one is violent. Like, but most stuff that I went through, it's not as R-rated as you would think Deadpool would be.
Well, that's because it's still a comic book.
Yeah,
it's still gonna sell.
It's still for kids, and I'm gonna say this, I've said this on our review, so maybe you haven't listened to the review for Deadpool we did. Do not take your kids to see that movie. It is not a kids movie. Like it is not your kid's Deadpool. It is not. I'm grateful that they made a quote unquote superhero movie for adults. But it is not the violence that makes it R-rated. I'm excited to see it. It is not the violence that makes that movie R-rated. It is the sexual references you see. Yes, no. No, you don't want to take your kids there unless you want to explain to them what a Dutch oven is. You don't want to take your kids to see Deadpool. But
you can't explain why Cam is dabbing. You can't explain Deadpool.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no. No. You don't want to explain certain sexual positions to your kids. Do not take them to go see Deadpool. All right?
I'm really excited to see this movie now.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. It's great. But, yeah, but I think Deadpool is one of those characters that a lot of people think they know. And, but, you know, you don't really read things. And I think I was one of them. You know, I knew Deadpool. When we did this and we were putting together the reading list for this, I think you even said in the email to me, which was like, yeah, I mean, these are some of the issues you can read, but it's not really, you know, it's kind of hard to do.
It's really hard to do because you can't be like, oh, here's the crucial stories to his story like we usually do.
Right. Because, I mean, his story you can get on the wiki, but if you just want to read some Deadpool stuff, we got plenty for you. Like, what we're going to do, we got some Deadpool. So we're going to go through some Deadpool stuff. We'll go through some of his, some related characters. I think that's the thing where Deadpool shines is when you put him around other characters for a couple of issues, you know, and you see the way he interacts with people. I think the first thing we should do is, talk about just how Deadpool was originally a parody of of Deathstroke, you know, and which kind of leads to later on one of the issues you sent me with Superman Batman Annual 1. And I was like, Wait, I guess that was an accident. He didn't mean to. No. Deadpool's unofficially in Superman Batman Annual number 1 as basically Slade Wilson, but he's basically in Deadpool colors, but in Deathstroke colors, but it's clearly fucking Deadpool. And he gets killed like every 5 panels. It is fucking
He's like, you're just me with better skin and fewer pony things.
Right. It is absolutely hilarious because it's just like, and he can't stop talking. It is a hilarious thing. But you know, to me, it was nice to see kind of DC just taking it in stride.
They have to.
Yeah.
People ask me to explain what Deadpool is and who Deadpool is as a character. The last issue of Agent X, which we'll get to, which is complicated, we'll get there. It has Deadpool saying, is everyone okay? Just let me check. Do I still think of those little yellow boxes? I'm good. Ooh, I missed you, little yellow boxes. What fun we should have together. He's the character who knows he's a comic book character.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the first time they had him break, when was the first time they had him break the fourth wall? It was
an X-Force issue.
Yeah, I can't remember. But like what I love about it is, well, the other thing too that's great about it is, like every time, at least in a Marvel book, and I gotta look it up to see whose voice is supposed to be, but his dialogue boxes are all yellow. Mm-hmm. And it kind of just stands out from anybody else's dialogue. So even when his voice is in his head, the box is yellow. So you can always tell when it's Deadpool.
You can actually probably just read it and be like, oh, that's Deadpool.
Yeah. I honestly, right now, I can't. Let me see if I can find out whose voice, the voice they say is supposed to be. In Deadpool 28, it is revealed that the villain, Dr. Bong, a fellow Howard the Duck, is the logical voice appearing in the yellow captions. I'm trying to think, yeah. Yeah, because it's just like he... Honestly, I was reading them because I had just seen the movie. I was reading them in Ryan Reynolds' voice.
That's fair.
And it made it even funnier. Because it's just... Like, he has these conversations, and sometimes they're conversations with instead of doing your typical, like, I think a lot of comic book writers, when they do things, they find interesting ways to get the reader caught up.
Right.
The one thing I love about doing when you read Deadpool is they'll just have Deadpool tell you how silly and stupid it is, you know? and it's fucking hilarious. There's one where a good example is the AVX one you sent me with
Hawkeye.
With Hawkeye. Let me see if I can find exactly what he said. Let me see. Oh yeah. So the villains are like, yeah, it's Purple Arrow and Ninja Spider-Man, and Hawkeye is like, seriously? And Deadpool says, our respective new series haven't been out long. It's understandable. And Hawkeye's just like, huh? What is that kind of stuff? It's like he talks like that, and like only you, the reader, gets it, but the other character's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
And he just replies with nothing to Hawkman when Hawkman goes, huh? Hawkeye goes, huh? He's just like, nothing. It's just, but I think that's the thing. Making him an aware fictional comic book character is the defining quality of Deadpool. And it's what separates him from everybody else. And like, honestly, it's one of those things that I don't think people realize how that could get old.
Oh yeah.
That could get really old, but it hasn't with him. And they do it really well because they don't overdo it. And when they do throw it in there, it's either like a throwaway line like that, or it's at the beginning. Like, it's something like, there's one point in another book I was reading where he decides he's going to do a flashback. And it was like him and Weasel talking. He was like, are we even allowed to do flashbacks? He's like, we're going to do flashbacks. And they do a flashback to kind of remind you what happened in a previous issue.
Well, even something as meta as even that Hawkeye issue, the A+X number 8, he says, dang, that's shooting Legolas. Wait, how often do people call you Legolas? Mm-hmm. This is the same time Avengers came out when Iron Man calls him that.
Right. Yeah, and then he goes through a bunch of stuff. He's like, Legolas, how about the girl from Brave?
Hunger Games.
Yeah, Hunger Games? The girl from Brave? Like, it's just like, then he was like, how about Robin Hood, the one with the fox in it? It's just like, what? Oh man, but it's just that's that kind of funny, you know, and there's a lot of that there, and again, it's really just fun to read. Origin. First,
I guess we should talk about the character.
Yeah, let's talk about the character a little bit. First appearance is it is New Mutants 98. I've actually been looking. I'm still debating on whether I want to actually get that issue or not on eBay. But New Mutants 98. He's a mercenary sent by Tolliver to kill Cable. And again, he's not. Well, he talks a lot. He doesn't really have that personality at that time.
Right.
You know. But I'm not even sure when they really decided to go full Deadpool with him. Because it's like, well, he's not super talkative then. He's also not like, you can kind of see it there. You can see the beginnings of it a little bit. He was what was it? It was I guess Deadpool and Death Annual 1. Kind of goes to the history, goes back to the history with him and the Weapon X program and how he got his powers. The good thing about that one is the reason why that's a good one to read. That includes Ajax, Francis, and that kind of gives you. You can read this and not be spoiled for the movie, but it kind of shows you where they pulled that from. So they really went and especially the Francis thing. That's there, and it's yeah. So, and I didn't know that. Like I was reading, I was like, oh, okay, this is from the. Oh, okay, cool. So they actually kind of handle that a little bit in there and deal with that. So that's a really cool one to read. Like I said, you can read it. Like I said, the movie takes things from the comics. Some similar things, but makes his own story, so you can read this stuff and not be spoiled. And so that's good. So the other cool thing about the Deadpool and Death Annual one is the whole thing with him and Death, the relationship with him and Death, which I thought was hilarious. Like Death actually fell in love with Deadpool, and he wanted to kill himself to be with Death. But it makes so much sense. You know?
Of course it does.
And then you think back in your mind, you're like, oh, wow, I wonder how Thanos feels about that. Is that the reason why Death won't give you any shine, Thanos? Because she's actually saving herself for...
Oh, and Thanos hates Deadpool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He hates Deadpool.
Well, wouldn't you? The woman you love?
Yeah, but you're also like you're a powerful, like literally the mad titan, and you waste your hate on a psychotic.
Because the psychotic has the heart of your woman.
It's unbelievable.
And psychotic is another good term for Deadpool. I think that's another thing that you have to realize with him is, and how psychotic he is. And that is one thing that they don't really go too far into with the movie. But it's just because it's a complicated thing. He's so unstable mentally. But that actually kind of works in his favor because he kind of has an ability to kind of, for the most part, you can't really read his mind because there's no mind to read.
Why would you?
There's another reason why would you do that. So, but that comes into play with, and again, this is another one of those things they don't really deal with in the comic. And I think you can't do this in the movie because even I don't really understand it. His some of his relationship with Blind Alfred, Blind Al. You know, it's a weird, sick relationship they have. And, like, you kind of think they're roommates, but she's really his prisoner.
Yeah.
But then he was supposed to kill her. Like, do you know what issue it was where he was supposed to kill her, but didn't? Like, did they actually have an issue where they show that, or is that just another one of her? Because I tried to find it. Like, I even went to Wiki, and Wiki was like, they were looking for the reference. But he was supposed to, I can't remember where it was they were supposed to go. He was supposed to kill her. Let me see if I can find it. He was in Zaire. He was supposed to. She was stationed. She's an ex-British intelligence agency agent. He's supposed to go and kill her in Zaire. He kills everybody else but her, and allows her to escape. But then somehow afterwards, he ends up finding her, kidnapping her, and they become roommates. But she's his prisoner, and every now and then, if she really makes him upset, even though he doesn't do it very often, he puts her in the box, which is basically a torture room with sharp objects. It is the weirdest relationship I've ever seen between two characters, because again, it's like they also have like it's like a mother-son relationship. It is a very disturbing relationship they have. Like at one point,
thing with when she broke out.
Oh yeah, so she tells the story one time. Deadpool puts her and Weasel in their room. And Weasel's just freaking out because he has no idea what the fuck the room is. She was like, yo, I'm his prisoner. Didn't you know? Like, I'm not his roommate. I'm his prisoner. And when he gets mad, he puts me in this room. But the door's never locked.
Right.
And Weasel's like, what do you mean the door's not locked? He was like, listen, I escaped once. I left. And she went all the way across the country to go be with her friend and hope that he can get out there. Deadpool had gone on some mission and had been gone for it was going to be gone for 2 weeks. She gets to the house, goes in, Deadpool's there waiting for her, and her friend is dead.
Tortured to death.
Tortured to death.
Deadpool's crazy.
He's fucking nuts. He's fucking nuts. But it's like, like I said, the relationship between them is weird because even when he gets cruel to her, he kind of feels bad about it, and I don't know. It's a really weird relationship they've had. Like she's tried to kill him before and take revenge, but it's like I don't get it. But then it's such a Deadpool thing too. You kind of don't have to get it. So there's none of that in the movie.
But you can't really put that in the movie.
You can't because it doesn't make sense of how to. I don't know. I just really don't know how to explain it. Like I kept reading to try to figure out how to explain it. They just don't. They just don't. Like they just don't bother. They're just like, oh yeah, it's just this is what it is. That's just their relationship. It's just that fucked up and weird. Another one is in the movie Weasel. And again, I guess you can call him Deadpool's best friend.
That's a stretch, right?
I mean, I guess. I mean, we'll get into, like, there's so many things that when you come into Deadpool and the relationship with other characters, it's so complex. Like, wait until we get the Cable. Like, that one is just another one of those that's just like.
You just say poor Cable, actually. He was like, goddamn.
Yeah.
Sorry, Cable.
Yeah, I don't even know what to do with that one. But Weasel, another one. I guess you can say that's a best friend in a way. Just kind of like how Vanessa is the love of his life, even though she's tried to kill him several times. And
several times. And that's how he understands love.
Right, but that's the love of his life, though, and so I don't know. Right. So, he's basically his friend / henchman, technology expert, weapons dealer. And one of the issues we read, he what does he do? He gets kidnapped by Taskmaster, and Taskmaster offers him a job, and Deadpool's just like, "Oh no, man, you can't work for him," which leads to just I don't know. And Weasel never really says no to Taskmaster, but Deadpool does defeat a Taskmaster, which is another one of those interesting relationships. He beats Taskmaster basically by pulling the I call the Star-Lord. And dances. Yeah.
But that's one thing Taskmaster says. For those who Taskmaster is, he's a mercenary who can copy any moveset, any action that he can see.
Right. And so he had beaten Deadpool a little bit already because he had watched Deadpool kind of go through his henchmen. He was like, all right, cool, I got it. I got enough information about him to need. I can now defeat Deadpool.
What he didn't know is that Deadpool's a crazy person. And completely unpredictable.
Completely unpredictable. And so Deadpool starts dancing erratically and ends up beating the fuck out of Taskmaster in front of his students.
Yeah. I think there's an issue later on where they're talking about something and he says, well, you do always dodge left. He goes, do I really?
No, it was the same one. Like
is that it? Okay.
Yeah, because he had already beaten him, and so he brings Deadpool out again to beat him in front of and kill him in front of his students, so his students can see that he's basically trying to listen to his students. So he's like, he always dodges left, and he does this, and Deadpool's just like, all right, cool. All right, this is what we're going to do. And that's when he starts dancing to the music in his head. And then the whooping Taskmaster's ass. And Taskmaster's just like, how are you able to do this? This doesn't make any... You're not supposed to be able to do this. And again, like, you can never underestimate the craziness of Deadpool.
No.
It's... You just can't. He's fucking out of his goddamn mind, and ridiculous. Another thing we kind of forgot to mention with his origin, he does have a healing factor, and that was again part of what was it, Department H, the Weapon X program.
Yes.
Stealing, not really stealing, trying to replicate Wolverine's healing factor. Mm-hmm. He has terminal. Is it?
It's cancer.
Is it brain cancer? It's terminal cancer, but I can't remember what kind of cancer it is. He has terminal cancer, and he's horribly disfigured. All over his body.
The thing that let him fight the cancer, the healing factor they gave him, wrecked his body. Mm-hmm. But it cured the cancer.
Well, does it really cure the cancer, or does it just keep fighting the cancer and keeping the cancer from completely taking over?
I think they've kind of done different things with that.
Yeah, that's what I think. I don't think that this is one of those things that they do in comics all the time, where you're not really sure they don't really give you like one person says one thing and another one does something else. So I'm not sure. Like sometimes it's shown as completely cured, but other times it's shown that it's just his healing factor is holding it back. So somehow if he loses his healing factor, the cancer comes back. So yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think I can't remember how they handle it in the movie.
Bottom line is it's basically is the cure worse than the disease type thing,
right?
And some have argued that the healing factor was what drove him crazy.
Right. Although I think that he might have been crazy before.
I think Deadpool's a crazy person.
Yeah, I think he's crazy beforehand. So there's that. The being horribly disfigured thing also plays a part in some things, I think. And one of the Deadpool issues where he ends up fighting Cable because he's kind of stalking was it Siren?
Yeah.
He doesn't have his mask, so he literally has a paper bag over his head because he doesn't want to be out in public with his face being horribly disfigured like that. So he has his mask. So again, Deadpool. But cancer's also his weak spot. Like at one point in that Cable, the Deadpool and Cable series, Cable's kind of talking about the technovirus, and he's like, Deadpool's kind of like, oh, it's kind of like cancer, and they kind of like almost kind of sort of bond over that, or Deadpool kind of feels like cancer is his weak spot. And he hears that, he's kind of like, oh fuck, okay. So the one thing that kind of makes him a little bit less crazy, if you will. But
well, that's the other thing is that. So did you read the Uncanny X-Force issues?
I read some of them. I didn't read all of them because, like you said, I think it was really good. And I was like, "Yeah, we're
good." It's also like we need to sit down and have
we'll do a comic book club on that series completely. But go ahead.
There's a moment in there where there's more than one moment in there where Rick Remender writes Wade is not crazy,
right?
And I'm not going to get into the series, so you're going to go over it. But there's a lot of things that happen in that series that everyone else is okay with, and it makes. The fact that Deadpool's like, are you guys crazy? This is a problem, highlights what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
The first arc ends with them shooting a kid in the head.
Yeah.
And Wade's the only one like, are we fucking serious? Pretending that didn't happen? He's like, I didn't set up to kill children.
Well, and I think that's the interesting thing that throughout this whole entire thing, I think people think of he is the mercenary, the merc with the mouth. He talks, he's crazy, but he's not that crazy, and he does have a code. Like, in that was it Joe Kelly run, a Deadpool. The first arc is him taking his job, going to Antarctica, and fighting Sasquatch to blow up this gamma ray facility, right? Mm-hmm. And he's like, again, he does everything for money and blah blah blah. He doesn't really care. But when talking about it, he's like, oh fuck, okay, I kind of got to do it. And I think that might have been another one of the ones where what's his name? Sasquatch might have said something about cancer. He's like, fine, okay, I'll do the right thing. Like he is he really is an anti-hero. And yeah, he does a lot of things. He kills people. He's the bad guy. But a lot of his runs, you end up seeing him kind of doing the right thing. In the Cable,
even the Uncanny X-Force run, there's at one point when Wolverine's lamenting even adding him to the team and saying that we shouldn't have paid for him, and Warren turns to him and says, he never cashed one of the checks. Mm-hmm. And then Wolverine's like, well, fuck, now I'm a worse hero than Wade fucking Wilson.
In the Cable and Deadpool stuff, like he ends up like it's really interesting. Again, the relationship between Cable and Deadpool is so interesting. I mean, they literally try to kill each other all the time.
Yes. But
at one point, because of what happens in the series, they become genetically tied to each other. Which leads to some funny moments whenever Cable tries to body slide and teleport.
Teleport. You can almost hear Deadpool like, please just stop.
Right. Every time he tries to body slide by one, like you got to do the body slide by two. Because if you do body slide by one, it's going to take one person. And because they're genetically tied to each other, they literally they have to pull themselves apart. It's terrible. But it becomes a part where, Deadpool is helping Cable. He ends up having to lobotomize Cable, but only because Cable wanted him to. He's trying to save Cable, I mean, it's like he's doing things that you wouldn't expect this mercenary who's just out for money to do. Because he does have, you know what it reminds me of a little bit? It reminds me a little bit of Captain Cold. He has a code. You know, it's a fucked up code in his head, and who knows how the fuck it works. Right. It might not make any fucking sense to anybody else, but it makes sense to him. You know? And
yeah, so there's going to be a lot of issues in the character corner, because like you said, there's so many good stories. Read the ones you want. If you want to read the ones about Wade's growth, I would say go to Uncanny X-Force and probably K1 Deadpool.
Yeah, definitely.
And the thing about this character is, and the reason he's so ubiquitous kind of in Marvel's marketing, they make fun of themselves and how much they overuse Wolverine by over. Like they had one with Deadpool month, where every cover had Deadpool theme, an alternate Deadpool theme. Hilarious, but it's them poking fun to themselves. I think that it's really interesting and really cool that Marvel's able to do that with this character, but because nothing ever really seems to stick to the character, you can tell the becoming a better person story over and over again because you understand that it's his nature to backslide to being this horrific, crazy person.
Right.
You didn't have to tell the story of his backslide. You can just start a story where Wade's fighting undead presidents. And you're like, what the hell? How did we get here?
Right.
And then they'll tell you a story that it's going to feel similar. It's going to feel like, hey, Wade Wilson's learning something and becoming a better person. And okay, great. But it's the settings and the ways they're able to do it. The way Remender does it in Uncanny X-Force, I'm really excited to do the comic book club. I really am.
Yeah, no, I'm a fan of Rick Remender. Like I said, if you're not sure, he's also did he started the Sam Wilson Captain America stuff.
Yes,
like that's the all new when Sam Wilson took over. He wrote some of that stuff. Like I said, I started reading the Uncanny X-Force stuff, and it is actually really good. Also, most of the stuff is on Marvel Unlimited. Obviously the Superman Batman one isn't on there.
What are you gonna say?
That's obviously not on there.
You couldn't resist.
Well, no, I'm not even going to claim that it was on. Like it's not on. It can't be on Marvel Unlimited. So it's because it's a DC book, but it's not like
DC's streaming service.
Yeah, it would be if it existed. See, I wasn't trying to go there. See, I wasn't even gonna.
Yeah, you were.
I wasn't even.
You don't want to be that asshole.
I wasn't even gonna do that. I wasn't even gonna be that asshole.
You're dipping your toes in that asshole water. You don't want to walk all the way there. That's fine. I'll walk in.
I wasn't even trying to do this stuff. Marvel Unlimited also has a nice little thing on there where you go in and they actually have a Cable and Deadpool section. So if you go there, you'll find a bunch of Cable and Deadpool books with them both in there together. And again, that's how I found the Cable and Deadpool series. So, yeah. What else we have in here? Like I said, so there's that. Then you have things like you said, Suicide Kings, which again, it is not Wade being evil because they actually he was framed, but it is a violent fucking series. Like I went through that quickly. Mm-hmm. Like I want to say it opens with Wade having slaughtered an entire room.
He's good at that.
Really good at that.
Like, that's one thing you also have to always remember about Wade Wilson. These stories can be funny. These stories can be humorous. These stories can make you actually laugh and like grab something like, look at this pen. Look what they've done here with the sight gag. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, Wade Wilson will kill your ass.
Yeah. No. Yeah. There's this whole thing with T-Ray. Mm-hmm. Are they saying that he stole T-Ray's identity? I think there's a whole thing with that I've seen. Because Wade Wilson's an asshole. So,
well, even the Agent X stuff.
Oh yeah, the Agent X stuff. It's so weird because at first you're like, "Well, is this?" Everybody thinks it's like, "Oh, this is Deadpool." Agent X is Deadpool because it just.
And then Deadpool shows up.
You're right. It's like you're thinking that Agent X is Deadpool and you're just like, "Oh." Well, then I remember when Taskmaster was like, "This can't be Deadpool." Well, why? Well, one, Deadpool couldn't shoot that well, or it was something he was doing is like, this can't be.
He's too competent.
Right? He's too competent. He can't be Deadpool. It turns out he's right. He's not Deadpool. Yeah, Deadpool shows up. But that's another funny series, and that's who wrote that? That was
Gail Simone.
Yeah, Gail Simone wrote that. So it's another good series to read for Deadpool. Like I said, there's a lot of good stuff. You know, what I found is only the first 3 issues are there. And it kind of ties into something we did with Dr. Doom stuff. The Secret Wars tie-in for Deadpool, where they retell the 1984 Secret Wars with Deadpool being the hero.
Oh, Deadpool's Secret Wars, yeah. That's the thing. They can tell these humorous comedic stories with him, and everyone's just on board.
Could there? I mean, like
he's crazy.
Listen, like I started reading that one before we got on, and I went through the first 3 issues. And again, I don't know. It's probably because most of the Secret War ties were like 4 issues. So I think there's one more issue. It just hasn't hit Marvel Unlimited right now. Listen, if you've listened to our character corner on Doctor Doom, and you went back and you read the Secret War 1984 Secret Wars, go or read the Deadpool one, because they take some of the same panels from there. It's just Deadpool's in them. It's so stupid. It's so ridiculous.
There's nothing else you can say. It's just stupid.
Like, it's just like, are you serious? Like, you really? I mean, and it's just, oh my goodness. Like, all the characters are in their costumes from that time period for the most part. I think Wolverine is in brown, but there's certain things that happen in the 84 series, like when Wolverine was talking about how no, Captain shouldn't lead. I'm not going to follow Captain America, and that's in the Deadpool book as well. And it's Deadpool's in Wolverine's ear talking shit about Captain America. Oh God.
So again, this is going to feel like an indie character because there's not much character to talk about.
No, I mean
they use Wade to tell the funnest stories in the universe, and in the all different Marvel, he's taking a more prominent role. He's an Avenger now because he's the most popular hero in the world, which is hilarious. He's like funding the operation behind his merch sales. It's amazing. Just the fact that Marvel's like, yeah, fuck it, let's just do it.
Well, you know what? This also goes. That's also a good point. This goes to the whole thing about people saying, "Oh, Marvel, is just trying to hit back at Fox." I mean, well, clearly not.
Clearly, they put Deadpool in the Avengers alongside the Human Torch. I hate that argument, by the way.
Yeah,
go away with that argument. It's stupid.
Again,
what Marvel's proven is that they trust their movie division to do so well that they have more freedom to do whatever the fuck they want with these books. Mm-hmm. And if you want to talk about literally the walking interpretation of them doing whatever the fuck they want, it's Deadpool.
Yeah. Yeah.
His Bun B comic cover is amazing. Mm-hmm. I haven't played the new one, so I don't know if he's in that one. The old Lego Marvel superheroes, he's like the bonus character who tells you all the stuff. Mm-hmm. Like he's a very much him breaking the fourth wall is something that literally at one point was it Bullseye's running to him in one of his issues says, Deadpool, I haven't seen you in how long has it been? He goes, that's since issue 16.
Right.
He says, what? He says, never mind.
Yeah. There's one where he's fighting Cable. And he's talking about because she sent you to me powerless as a super dude on a kryptonite farm.
Yeah.
What? Oh man, it's got that stuff there. There's I can't remember what's this. Oh, this is the beginning of the Cable. I think this is the beginning of the Cable Deadpool one. So it starts with Wade Wilson sitting on without his mask, sitting on the couch, and he's watching this TV comes. He's watching stuff on the TV and just sitting there for a couple panels. The phone rings. Somebody goes, "Hey, yeah, I'm looking for Deadpool." He's like, "Hold on a second." He puts on the phone, leaves the panel, comes back with his mask on, and goes, "This is Deadpool." He's on the phone. Nobody can see him. Let them keep the conversation going. Yes. Have you ever heard of the One World Church? I prefer well-compensated establishment provocateur. That's after somebody said, is he a mercenary? He says, nope, he hasn't heard of the church. It's in France. I'll pass. It pays a lot. Good sir, you cannot pay me to go to France while our countries are at war. We're not at war. We're not? No. Oh. So how much money?
It's like it never happened.
Right.
Oh, all right.
But then later on in the series, there's a time where he's in Germany and he's fighting a bunch of people there. I think I have it here. Oh wait, he's fighting a bunch of people and he blames her for something. He's like, she's not even German. Then later on in the series, he's fighting I can't remember where he's at. I think he's fighting somebody at Roxxon. He's like, and this is for Valdez. That was Exxon, not Roxxon. And it's a running gag throughout the series where he ends up fighting somebody.
He can't get anything right.
He can't do anything right. And he's blaming different people for things like, no, that's not us. We didn't do that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. There's he ends up again, it's always weird seeing when people bring him on the teams. Like I said, he got on Uncanny X-Force. He actually during this cable series becomes an X-Men, but Beast.
Where's all the gear?
Well, Beast and he ends up getting knocked out, and at one point they're like, "We can't leave him there. Are we sure we can't leave him there?" So they end up taking him back to the mansion.
Are you sure?
Right. It's like Cyclops has to talk himself into going. It's like, best for all mutant kind. All right, cool. So we'll take him back. So they take him back to the mansion. And Beast and Logan had a bet to see what would happen when he woke up and he found himself in X-Men colors. Because they basically made him a Deadpool costume, but in X-Men colors. And they wanted to see if he really thought he was an X-Men or if he threw up first. And Wolverine had a bet that he would throw up first, so he won. But then it gets better.
Yes.
Later on in the series, he decides, let me see. Well, he was very specific about, they were like, he wouldn't come unless he got to wear an X-Men uniform. So he's like, well, he was very specific about which X-Men uniform he wanted to wear. And, Rachel was looking at him like, why are you guys looking at me? He's basically wearing her outfit. Like, he has
her mom's outfit. He's wearing her mom's outfit.
He's dressed like the old Jean Grey outfit.
Girl, like
the Marvel
with
girl.
the Batman mask.
Oh, with the heels, the thong.
It's so like there's no other character you can do it with. Couldn't do anyone else.
I mean, again, you got to remember. You know, he's hideous.
Like people have to ask like why they would pair Cable and Deadpool because Cable is the most serious, goddamn grimdark character they've ever invented.
Mm-hmm.
And Deadpool could not be more different.
Right.
And the fact that the writers saw that as potential just greatness. Because guess what? The Cable Deadpool story is a pretty heavy fucking story.
No, it is. It is.
Cable like literally becomes a god.
He does. And then sacrifices himself.
And it's a heavy story. But it's still got beats like this.
Mm-hmm.
So it allows you to tell that heavy story because you got Deadpool in a miniskirt.
Yeah. I mean, it is like the Cable Deadpool story was actually really good. And it was like, I'm like, this is actually kind of heavy.
Like high concept. Like this is really good.
Right. But then you got Deadpool.
And then Deadpool just
in a Marvel Go in a Marvel Go uniform form. Yeah, it's and then and it's just and then they were even like we're gonna really let him go out in the field like that. Don't worry about it. He's gonna change his mind in about 6 seconds. And he does. He ends up changing out of it. Like it's just because he's fucking nuts. Later on, he ends up fighting. He ends up betraying the X-Men a little bit to kind of help Cable. He's like, yeah, that fight lasted longer than Deathlock's last comic. Just come on, man. Come on.
Yeah, you can't have your shit canceled and have Deadpool in your book. He's going to call you out.
Yeah, no. Yeah, there's the time when he was fighting MODOK. He's like, holy mother of Jack Black, this guy's head is freaking humongous. Barbarians, you stole Gary Coleman's body and slapped Bay Arthur's head on top. No wonder he's angry.
It's all just so mean. Like, that's Deadpool, David, that's mean.
Right. Oh, and I did, like, it, and again, you know what? It was Deadpool and Cable. He did they did the whole flashback thing. You're like, wait, are we allowed to do flashbacks? Who's going to stop me? And they do a flashback about what happened with Cable, you know, from being infected by the techno-organic virus to Silver Surfer beating him. That's basically how they open the book up so you can kind of get caught up on everything. And, which I think is also just an interesting literary tool for them to do, because, you know, what they used to do is, hey, here, they used to have a little X symbol beside it. Read X-Force this, or read this, and go back and do this. Here, you just have one panel where you just have Deadpool kind of just tell you what happened. Look right deadpan into the camera, or into back into there, and go from there. And it's just, like I said, there's a bunch of this seriously funny stuff in here. There's when he decided he wanted to use a bow and arrow in that AVX story with Hawkeye, and he has trick arrows with the Hulk smash fist on them that blow up. Dude.
Yeah. I got trick arrows too. Good. I'm glad you just picked trick arrows. Except my arrows, the triggers are all explosive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's the time Suicide Kings when Daredevil shows up and he the Punisher had cut his arms off, and Daredevil shows up and he's just looking at Daredevil. He's like, "Go on, you know you want to say it," and Daredevil goes, "Thought you could use a hand."
I love it when he and Spider-Man start arguing. Daredevil just like, "I'm leaving.
Yeah,
I'm going away now. You guys suck."
Well, the thing about it is, the thing that makes Wade Wilson such a great character, especially in these books, especially when you team up with other people, is when you see that he starts wearing off on people. Like I can't remember, I think it was Wolverine or something like that. I think it's in the X-Force thing where all of a sudden he's like, "Oh my god, I'm talking like Wade. Oh my god, I'm doing the same. I'm doing the same thing. Like he's infected me. I'm now talking about stuff." I haven't read it yet, but I've seen some panels from it. The new Spider-Man and Deadpool book, which
I've seen panels too. I think Deadpool's reason Spider-Man quits the Avengers at one point in the first issue of that all-new Avengers run.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be pretty interesting too. I think it's interesting to put him with Spider-Man because we've been told, and we've seen for so long how unseriously Spider-Man's been taken by the rest of the community. Think about the way he looks at Wade, like, "Are you guys fucking serious?"
Right. It's like, well, again, that was a great thing when they show up in the panel when Spider-Man shows up. And, like, there's a short just back and forth between the two of them because it's like they both have a mouth and they both can't talk.
But one of them is distinctly trying to be funny, the other one's a crazy person.
Right. Like, there's, like, he was, Spider-Man says something to him. He's like, "You should talk. Your costume is so tight, you can tell what religion you are. Ever heard of a cup?" Spider-Man goes, "Yeah, but the chafing was killing me, so I decided to go commando." If you have any more Spidey questions, you can check out the Spidey blog and ask them on the way to jail. Like,
I mean,
you know. But again, it's like what's crazy about it is you have this comedy in there, but there's some dead serious stuff that happens through here. There's the whole thing with Vanessa when she dies and is killed by Sabretooth. Again, even the death issue where when they kind of go through what happened to him with Ajax and Francis in there, the Deadpool and Death, and the whole thing with why Death is coming back and ignoring him and stuff like that. Like, there's comedy here, but there's also some really important character moments. There are some really heavy concepts. Like I said, the Cable and Deadpool stuff is funny until you realize it's really not. Let's see. The other thing is that they have this in the movie, Sister Margaret's School for Wayward Children. The Hell House where he gets to, he basically where mercenaries go to get their assignments. And that plays heavily in some of these books we have. To go through some of the issues we have here, like I said, we'll put these in the show notes. We have New Mutants 98 and 100. That's basically just the first appearances of Deadpool. You have Deadpool and Death Annual 1990, the 1998 stuff. You should probably read that after. I want to say that's like after like issue 14 of the Joe Kelly run of Deadpool. Because the Joe Kelly issue run of Deadpool goes from 1 to 33, and the Deadpool and Death one takes place like I want to say like after issue 17 or something like that. Yeah. You can read it off as, again. The thing about this is you can read some of these as one-offs. There are stories here that connect all together, and they're fine. We also have you listed number 11 as being your personal favorite. I'm trying to remember which one was that.
Say that again.
Number 11 on that, the Joe Kelly run.
Yeah.
What was that issue?
Hold on.
I'm trying to remember. I've like I said, I've been doing. The thing I love about these character corners is I do so many of these and I read so much. The problem is I read so much and I start losing track of stuff because it's so much stuff. Oh, that's the one where he's carrying the
issues, the Spider-Man callback.
Spider-Man, yeah, there you go. So, and then it also has the right after the first page is the Forrest Gump callback. Mm-hmm. With great power comes great coincidence. So, yeah. Again, another great one. You're gonna want to read that. We have Deadpool Volume 3, 65 through 79. the Agent X 1 through 7 and 13 through 15.
It's also Gail Simone's first big 2 comics work.
Right.
In that Deadpool run and Agent X. So
right. So it was definitely
read that.
Definitely good stuff to read. Love her work. We have the Batman Superman Annual 1 stuff. Again, just good to see DC taking it in stride. That
play along with the joke, man.
Playing around with the joke. Deadpool Volume 4 1 through 7. Suicide Kings 1 through 6, and that is definitely one of the ones that is definitely out of all of these I would say is R rated. The rest of the stuff is not really that.
Uncanny X-Force is R rated.
Oh yeah, no, that is.
As I said, they shot a child. You haven't read the whole series. I'm gonna let you.
Yeah. No, but I mean,
trust me.
No. I'm gonna say it's R rated, but just shooting a child isn't enough for me at this point.
I'm giving the tip of the iceberg.
Okay, cool. That's fine. Now that if it's just the tip of the iceberg, we'll go.
Because we were talking about stuff that Archangel does when he becomes Death.
Oh yeah. X-Force 1 through 35, like I said, that's the run we were talking about there. Definitely, all of that is on. I'm sorry, that's Uncanny X-Force.
Yeah, sorry,
1 through 35. I'm trying to see them. There might be 2 Uncanny X-Forces on here.
There is. It's Volume 1. It's Volume 1.
Okay, Volume 1 stuff.
Uncanny X-Force Volume 1. Remender, Opena, 1 through 35.
Right. So read that stuff.
You get to see Wade Wilson get called a hero for the very first time. I'm not kidding. He says it. He says, "No one's ever called me that." He says, "No one's ever called me that. I should leave before I ruin the moment with a fart or something."
Mm-hmm. There's the Cable and Deadpool stuff. Like I said, we were reading that. Like I said, that's under the Marvel Unlimited stuff under Discover, but you can find that on there as well. The AVX number 8 with him and Hawkeye.
There's also a fun Kitty Pryde story in there too, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. That starts this off. It's Kitty Pryde and somebody I can't remember who she teams up with in that one. Like I said, but I mean, here's the thing. There's a ton of Deadpool stuff in here. You can find Deadpool Secret Wars. The first 3 issues of that is also in here, so I'll put that there. But like I said, if you just put in Deadpool into Marvel Unlimited, you'll find a whole bunch of there's Deadpool kills Deadpool, there's Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe, Deadpool Pulp, Deadpool Saga. Like I said, some of it's probably not good, but it's all the stuff is here. It's Deadpool versus X-Force. I mean, there's a ton of Deadpool stuff here that you can find and read. I mean, shit, there's the Death of Wolverine, Deadpool, and Captain America. You know? Like, it's probably just like, oh my god, I'm looking at the fucking cover. The fucking cover is Deadpool carrying the old aged Steve Rogers who's swinging his cane. Oh my god.
They do whatever they want with this character.
I can't. Like, fuck it, you know? So there's a ton of stuff out there to read. Real quick, because we've done this before, and I guess we need to go ahead and do this. Deadpool and other media. There's I haven't really read a lot of other Elseworld stuff with Deadpool, but the one I can think of off the top of my head is his appearance in Age of Apocalypse.
Yeah, Dead Man Wade.
Dead Man Wade. And the only reason why that really stands out to me is just the way he's killed is when, or temporarily stopped, and that's when Nightcrawler puts him in a headlock and teleports away with his head. Which then reminded me how much you can make Nightcrawler a badass if you really wanted to.
Age of Apocalypse with Nightcrawler is a G. Yeah.
It started when he teleported off with that dude's finger. Mm-hmm. And I was like, wait, I didn't think about he could do that. That is scary. Yeah, Age of Apocalypse Nightcrawler is a very scary dude. And makes me want, like... I want that Nightcrawler. Not like that far gone, but like...
Yeah.
You can...
Another Deadpool DVD. Deadpool vs. Wolverine is a great DVD. Mm-hmm. Or he doesn't appear in that. Does he appear in Deadpool vs. the Hulk? Or Wolverine vs. Hulk?
I'm not sure which one of those.
He appears in one of the Versus ones.
Okay.
He's in the Marvel Capcom games, because obviously why wouldn't he be? Mm-hmm. Breaking the fourth wall over the place. He's in tons of Marvel licensed video games.
I want to say he was in the X-Men Legends 2 game.
Ultimate Alliance,
he was in there.
Yeah, it's the one that built up the same engine.
Right. So
but he's in both of those as well.
I'll go into this now. The new Deadpool movie erases the taste of X-Men Origins out of your mouth.
I was about to ask you about because
it does.
All right, so they did Deadpool and X-Men Origins, and they cast the right guy, and they did everything else wrong.
Yeah, they did.
He's great for one scene in there, the opening scene, and then they turn him into.
I don't even know what it was they were turning him into.
some sort of amalgamated.
Trust me, they make fun of that.
A shit character. Yeah. They make him a shit character. And they literally make a point of covering his mouth, which is literally why the character exists.
Right. Don't worry about any of that. He does plenty of mouthing off and talking, and like the costume is great in this movie. Like everything, they nail just about everything. One thing we didn't mention is he has one of the things he always has is this magic satchel that basically has unlimited ammo. Sometimes he pulls out because he just never runs out. They don't do that in the movie, but they have a funny gag about like him and ammo. So you'll hang on for that. Like I said, this movie is really great. Showing they have 2 X-Men in the movie, and the way they do that, it makes you wonder. This movie feels more attached to the MCU than it does the Fox universe. To tell you the truth,
really,
it does. Just because it's not a spoiler or anything. You've seen the trailers. Like Negasonic Teenage Warhead, like her X-Men costume better than any X-Men costume we've ever seen in the movies.
Ugh.
It's actually yellow. It's like it's an X-Men costume. Same thing with Colossus. They have X-Men costumes. Like he has a fight. Colossus has a fight scene in this movie. And it's badass. It's just everything's better. And I keep telling this people, I can't wait till people see this movie. Wait until you see where they're fighting at the end of this movie. That's all I'm gonna say. Just pay attention to where they're fighting.
I hope it's the same industrial smokestack. I hope it's the same one where he fights Wolverine in that shitty movie.
Oh no! Just pay attention. Like you kind of see it in the trailers, but I don't think anybody's really paying attention. Like it is very, very obvious. Not really very obvious until somebody points it out and you're really looking. Pay close attention to where they're fighting.
I have a feeling we'll ask this off the air.
Yeah, we'll ask off the air. So there you go. We got it.
So the movie 2 thumbs up?
3.
3 thumbs. Oh, this is an endorsement.
No, dude.
That's what I'm doing for Valentine's Day. This shit just got romantic.
Funny story. No, it really is actually. It really. They're not bullshitting. It is a love story.
I hate you.
I'm not even trying to be funny. Like it actually is a Valentine's Day love story. It is a love story. It's a love story with a lot of death in it, but at its core, it's a love story. And I don't know. I mean, here's the thing. When you read these Deadpool issues, you'll see why I was like, hey, listen. I mean, I'm glad they made it R-rated, but they didn't have to. But they got the core of the character. The jokes are there. The fourth wall breaking is there. And
the Deadpool marketing's been so good. The one with him holding a ring pop.
Yeah.
In the Green Lantern poster, yo.
Yeah, I mean, there's it's all there. Him being crazy, even with Colossus and them showing up and trying to convince him, like Colossus trying to convince him to be an X-Men. It's like it's all there, and you kind of see like his whole thing about how he's not that kind of superhero. He's not a superhero. He doesn't want that. That translates to the core of the character. I mean, we sometimes think the core of the character is just being the funny, character, stuff like that. But there's more to Wade than that, and they kind of show you that. Like he ends up doing the right thing a lot of times, and he does do the wrong thing sometimes. But for the most part, it's the complexity of the character is something that they nailed with this that I don't think you see in any other Fox movie they've done.
Cool.
You don't see that with their X-Men movies. You don't see that you definitely don't see that with the Fantastic Four movies. You can see that they really embraced the character. The fight scenes. Yeah, he's doing shit in here that you don't see them do in fight scenes in X-Men movies. Like you see that there was that one TV spot where they were like, "Oh my god, she's going to do the superhero landing. She's going to do the superhero landing." He gets so excited about it because you know what the superhero landing is. You know what that is. You've seen it before, right? So, it's a fun movie. It's great. Vanessa is his one true love, and when you know the origin of her and them and why he left her in the comics, it's in the movie. It's all there. So, man, I gotta say I really love that, and I really hope they get this X-Force movie off the table, off the ground, because I would love to see Cable and Deadpool interacting together, especially after reading some of this Cable Deadpool stuff. Oh man,
the ultimate slapstick, the ultimate straight man.
Yeah, I mean, that's a buddy cop movie.
That's all it is.
It's a buddy, like Cable and Deadpool is a buddy cop movie that, oh my God, Fox needs to do. Like, you have a hit in your hands if you do that. You just make it, it's just like how we talk about how when Marvel Studios makes their movies, they're making these different type of movies, but they're all kind of genre based, stuff like that. Like, you know, Doctor Strange is going to be a horror flick. You know, you had Winter Soldier was politics and things like that. Fox, just make a buddy cop movie with Cable and Deadpool. Shit ton of money. It can even be PG-13. It can be great. So yeah, man. I hope Reynolds. This is yeah. You'll get some spoilers and stuff like that when Phenom and I are we're gonna review the negative reviews come this week because fuck them.
That's even better.
Because fuck them. Fuck you if you didn't like this movie. Fuck you if you didn't. I'm sorry. You don't fucking get it. You don't. No. Like, the movie is fucking awesome. It's fun.
You don't deserve this movie.
You don't deserve this movie. You deserve I think this is going to be the movie that when people finally go, they're going to hit me up going, I now understand why you don't like the X-Men movies. I get it now. I get it. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys very much for listening. Dpalm, thank you very much for joining me on this. You can find the rest of our reviews on the mtrnetwork.net or search for Character Corner for this one or the rest of our Character Corners. The next one will probably be in a few weeks from now. And we'll go we'll go back to Doctor Doom, and we'll get part 2 of that series out. Then after that, we'll probably do Wonder Woman or Punisher. Yeah, we'll probably do Wonder Woman and then Punisher, and then we'll finish up with the Doctor Doom stuff. So I'm loosely thinking that's what we're gonna do. So we'll see if we can pull that off. So again, guys, thank you guys very much for listening. Until next time, we're out of here. Peace.